Lights from another town slowly coming into my view. And I've been trying to find my way back home, but every road is leading to you. Lately I'm reminded of what stubbornness decided. I thought we were meant to be. Not everything that glitters is gold. You only live it once, you wanna live it good, live it incredible. The dirt beneath my feet is glittering like gold, and I'm ready to take on the world. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm not broken, my voice is soft, but I'm still spoken. Here I go, and here I go. They say that time's supposed to heal all wounds, but here I am staring at scars. Baby, if you're gonna take my hand, please don't let go, never let go. Why the hesitation or the constant reservation? This is what we want it to be. 'Cause even dirt can shine in the right light. Just take my hand. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm not broken. My voice is soft, but I'm still spoken. Here I go. And here I go. Go where you wanna go, you only live it once. You wanna live it good, live it incredible. The dirt beneath my feet is glittering like gold, and I'm ready to take up the world. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm not broken, my voice is soft, but I'm still spoken. Here I go, here I go, here I go. I'm not broken, my voice is soft, but I'm still spoken. Here I go, and here I go. They call you a renegade, the broken you led astray, who fell for your lies. But I see a mystery, not defined by your history, a glint in your eye. And now you're looking at me, and I'm looking at you, and dreaming just might be what we need to do. No sense in moving slow, already feel the flow. Let's sail through the night. Feel like you're in a cage, locked up and thrown away. I'll let you fly. Crucified by your escapades, mistakes put up on display for the world to see. Just tell me what you really need. And it's highly unlikely we're coming back. We're coming back down from this high. And it's highly unlikely we're coming back. Renegade. They told me of a million things, suffering that your love brings to keep me away. But everything might be more than what it seems. For the ladies who look to tame, you sport and not just the game. You seduce them with charm. So they called you a renegade, and much to all their dismay, you're the one on my arm. And it's highly unlikely we're coming back. We're coming back down from this high. And it's highly unlikely we're coming back. Renegade. Wake up. The dirt beneath my feet is glittering like gold, and I'm ready to take on the world. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Slow me down. Slow me down. Slow me down.
Hi! Anyone who's watching right now, make sure you don't go anywhere. Grab a snack, grab a drink, because you guys have no idea what we have in store for you. For this season finale of this On the Spot broadcast, special guest, we are going to bring her in the studio. Her name is Candice Hart, and if you got on the early and you got to listen to the videos we had playing, that is her beautiful voice. And let me bring her in the studio. Hello. One sec. I got to remember, you were muted because I was playing music.
Got it.
Well, welcome to On the Spot with Doris Jones Labors of Love.
Hi, Dory.
This is Candice Hart. Say hello.
Hi.
All right, Candice. So for anyone who's watching right now or anyone who's going to watch later, you've got to verify for anyone that you did not get to prepare for today's interview questions. You have no idea what they're going to be. You did not get to prepare in any way other than a technical thing with the StreamYard. But you are legit going to be put on the spot.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for confirming.
Here.
Okay, so get all comfy in your spot because you are on it. And we're gonna
Oh, cool. All right. Peacock.
love the hair. Woohoo! Okay, so the first portion of our show, we're gonna jump right into what's called rapid fire.
Oh,
These are words, and there are Candice personally, uniquely chosen words that come to me, and I create the list totally with you in mind. And so when I say the word, you can pause, take a beat, or you can just whatever you got. No rules, no, you be you.
Okay.
And do what you're gonna do with the word.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Your first word is aerosol.
Cans.
Okay.
Fire.
Oh my God, did you do that with the? Yep.
Yeah.
Of course you didn't, right? Kindred.
What?
Kindred.
Oh, spirits for sure. Kindred spirit. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm like just matching your words with. Am I doing this right?
Yeah, you can,
Okay.
you can say what comes into your mind and pops in, and you can elaborate too. Give me an elaboration on it as well if you want.
Oh, you are a kindred spirit. 100%. You knew.
Okay, what about, we are definitely, okay, like, yes, for sure. We are definitely kindred spirits. What else? Whirl.
Whirl. I thought you said world. Okay, whirl. I think of like a whirling dervish from a poem that I read in like high school, senior in high school.
Okay.
It was like blackberry picking too, which is apparently about young women masturbating. I did not read that poem and think that I had to be told that. I thought that was, but yes, I've been called a whirling dervish before. Also the Tasmanian devil. Whirl, tilt-a-whirl, like at a carnival.
There you go.
Yeah.
I had to be told what the song, Billy Idol's song, White Wedding was about. Or no, Rebel Yell. Excuse me, Rebel Yell is about, it's about pleasing a woman in a particular way. Anywho.
Good honor. I didn't know that either, but now, yeah. Okay.
Your next word is daisy.
Dukes.
As in the person or the shorts?
The shorts. I didn't know it was a person. Also, it's like a blase flower. That's mean. Do you know what? It's a pretty flower. It's a nice flower.
Okay.
It just seems like if a basic bitch flower.
You are totally doing this right, by the way.
Okay, God.
Okay. Your next word is candle.
On the water. I'll be your candle on the water. Candle. Also, types of candles. They smell good, but they can also be used for certain, like candle wax. But like, I think there's certain candles, things I don't know, but like fire. I don't like fire. Scary and it hurts. So
I like the reference to candle wax.
Yeah, it can be super sexy or it can burn like a motherfucker. So
this is very true. This is very true. Okay, the next word is rebel.
Yell. Rebel without a cause. Rebel heart. I have a rebel heart. That's one of my side projects. That's also what I feel like so Candice Hart, that is my name. My name is Candice Hart Theme. So everything that I had just decided to put all my artistic endeavors with my middle name in mind. So I have a couple of, like, my photography is under the brand Rebel Heart. So I was thought if I had a daughter, it'd be fun to name her Rebel. Keep my middle name.
I wonder where I picked the word from.
Oh, you did your research. So me.
I might have done some research. Okay.
Rebel when I think myself.
Your next word is stone.
Cold fox.
Stone?
Yeah.
Like
stone, the first thing that ever comes into my mind is a stone cold fox.
Oh, cold fox.
Yeah. That's you, girl.
That is not what I thought you said.
I was where you're like reaching for it, the association.
I was like,
What did you think?
Now I can't remember what I thought, but it was not that. But Stone Cold Fox. I love Stone Cold. Stone Cold. Now I feel stupid not realizing that's what you said, because I like that Stone Cold. Like, I use that before a lot of stuff I say when I want it to sound badass and have a certain tone.
I see you.
Okay, next word is Babylon.
Oh, the gates of Inanna, Ishtar, Lilith. That's like my whole thing. Lions. Yeah, the gates of Babylon were built for Inanna, who's my favorite goddess. She comes by, or I think during that time she was called Ishtar. So yeah, she's dope. Star of Venus. Yeah.
I love when a word I pick out for people lead exactly down the line of exactly what I know I'm going to probably hear from them.
Yeah. I mean, that just means you're good. You know us and you're good at what you do.
I'm the Candice Hart expert this week, let me tell you.
I love that.
Okay. Your next word is guitar.
Oh, God. So hard. Guitar is so hard to play. I just started to panic. Like, guitar solos, I can write guitar solos with my mouth, but I can't actually play anything. Wow. Check a wow.
Okay. Let's see. The next word is honeybee.
I also have to say respect for guitar. Honeybees. Oh my gosh, we've been talking. Me and my guitar player. I hope Rio's on here. Love you, Rio. But dude, honeybees are so evolved. They've been around for so much longer than we have. They're such an incredible species. And like the honeycomb, nobody knows about. Like, well, I'm sure some people know, but isn't the honeycomb like the most durable shape? It's like they use it in arrows. Like, yeah, forgive me.
Is it octagon? Is that considered the shape? I don't know.
I don't know, but when you compress it, you cannot tear it. You cannot penetrate it at all. So they use it. It's called, I had a band a long time ago that was called Honeycomb Core. Well, we thought that we were like, that's just how we referred to ourselves for like 2 weeks. But like, dude, I've all of the band names. I've had all of them, not necessarily the band to support it, but we like the idea of calling ourselves Honeycomb Core because it's so strong. And they use it as an insulator, or I don't even know if it's an insulator, but something in these certain types of these new government, I should keep that word out of here, these new types of planes. The DOJ uses it for, there's a lot going on. All I have to say is the honeycomb core, the honeycomb is like essentially impenetrable. So it's very strong. That's it.
You're so brave. You're such a brainiac.
I mean, you wouldn't know it by me trying to speak English.
I don't know if everybody knows this, but you so totally are. Okay.
Thank you.
Your next word is Oscar.
The Grouch. Or Oscar, or winning the Oscar. That'd be Oscar goes to me for all my bullshit.
Maybe a Grammy first, though. I would.
Grammy, I want to be an EGOT. So, well, I mean, I say that, but I've thought about it maybe twice in my whole life. I'm like, that sounds like a lot of work. But yeah,
right.
Grammy would be cool, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so your next word is cottage cheese.
I love cottage cheese, but only Newton's Own and only 2%. And I love it with peaches. Also, it could be really gross if used out of the context of it being cottage cheese.
Oh. And here I thought I was older and more experienced.
Oh
apparently I'm naive. Like I got growing up to do. I'm all cottage cheese. What? Okay.
No. It's nope. You be grateful that you missed that whole phase.
This is good to know. Okay, your next word is friction.
That's it.
Hey, listen, I said I wouldn't ask you any really off-color questions. I'm just giving you a word, man.
Yeah, you're leaving all of that to me.
Totally. You cannot be mad at me.
I'm just going to leave it with that sound effect and let y'all figure out what that means, which is exactly.
No, I love that. I love them. Leave them hanging. Leave them wanting. That's right.
Yeah.
Kindred spirit, girl. I got you.
Yeah, I see you.
And before I give you your last word, I don't know what Dante meant by this, but he commented Cox, like as in COX, as in Cox Cable. I don't know what we were talking about. He'll let us know. And Linda Huey said she just listened to your song and she said it's great.
Dude, thanks. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Also, Dante, do you need your cable fixed?
If he's still watching, he needs to elaborate because I don't know what that means. I need a question mark at the end of questions.
Or spell it the way that you mean it. And put it if you mean it, or we're going, yeah.
We're grown up here. That's right. So for those 10 people watching right now, I want you guys to remember, leave a comment, leave a question, put a question mark at the end. And your last word before we transition to our next segment is note. As you know.
Yeah, like
notes.
note. I take so many notes. There are thousands of notes on, like, here's the thing, like, you know, like, I've always thought about, like, you know, some people go to like Instagram to cheat and, like, you know, have all of this stuff. Like, if I were to pry into my significant other's life, if I was suspicious of something, if you were to pry into my life, go into my notes. That is where all of the things happen. All of the crazy, all of the nonsense, all the dirty, all of the genius, that's assumptive. But, like, all of my world exists in my notes on my phone. So
nice.
That's like, I like got nervous when you sound like.
Okay, so we're going to switch to a whole other on the spot segment that you have no idea what's coming. But Joey said, please explain cottage cheese.
No, Joey.
Let's just tell him he'll need to find out in person.
Oh God, I hope not.
Okay. And then Diane says, the nurse in me thinks she's referring to cottage cheese as a description of a gynecological discharge.
She's right. She is correct. She is correct.
Boom! See, it was a woman. It took a woman who knew what you were talking about.
And a trained one, a professional. Thank you for bridging that gap.
You don't want to know now, Joey. Right? Joey might want to check out of that conversation.
Fucking Joey.
Fucking Joey.
Glad you're here. Glad you're in, Joey. Thank you.
Exactly. So on the spot, we're gonna transition to the rapid fire phrase portion of our interview. But this time, I'm gonna do it a little differently. They're going to be thrown at you by Elena, our broadcast technician, who's been in the background and she's been listening and she's been kind of, you know, waiting, and she's going to come on and she's going to give you phrases, and just like the word, you're going to run with it. You're going to take the phrase and run with it.
Bring it.
All right, my girl, here she comes. I'm going to bring her in. She's muted real quick, but still unmute. There she is.
Hey everybody.
All right, and you guys are on your own.
We have like matching hair. Okay, go. Sorry, focus.
Yeah. Don't want to talk about that. Anyways, number 1, defying gravity.
Defying gravity or define it?
Defying.
Oh, well, that is immediate association with that, with Wicked, that Broadway musical. But also, I was walking down the street yesterday, maybe the day before, and I've had this really crazy experience, and I was like playing with the concept of gravity with my hands. It was like a transcendent, trying to move with energy in the universe. So, I don't know, gravity's a construct, but it's also like a real thing that I'm not good at too. I am a trip and faller all the time. Cosmic joke. All the wrong times when I'm trying to be cool, I will become blithely aware of gravity and its effects on the human body.
Makes sense. All right, number 2. Beauty is power. A smile is its sword.
Beauty is power. Okay. Well, how do we define that?
Or just what does it make you think of? The sword analogy. Just
I like this. Beauty is power. Smile is its sword. I mean, that sounds like we're going to war over some shit. Like yes, like a beautiful woman or a beautiful man. It's powerful in its own right. But wielding a sword, like, yeah, I mean, you can get out of a lot of shit with a smile. but you can also like affect a lot of change by smiling or by creating a dynamic of laughter. So I'm going to have to sit and think about that one for a hot minute, but that's my immediate association with that.
Cool. Number 3, you are only as good as your last haircut, which kind of goes back to the first comment.
I don't even, that is so loaded for me right now.
Same.
I mean, I never cut my hair. Like up until like maybe 2 years ago, I would go 3-4 years without cutting my hair because I like never cared, but also like the association, like kind of from the way that I was raised, like women have really long hair and that's appropriate, and it's appropriate in society because that's how we're seen. And then it took on the life of like, well, forgive me, the biblical king, when even in the Hallelujah song where you cut your hair, like your power's in your hair, like my hair is my mane and I'm a lion and I'm a woman of this. But like now, I mean, like I got like this mullet mohawk thing going on, which is dope. It's great, but I go to get haircuts now are part of my self-care. I even forgot what you said. What was it?
You are only as good as your last haircut.
That's some dumb shit. What the fuck does that even mean? You're only as good as like.
Well,
like,
to me, it just means like shedding layers of yourself and all that. But that's my association, and this is
okay. But thank you, because that puts me on track. That tracks me.
Your track. It's whatever you perceive it as. But.
Yeah. No, and I love getting my hair cut. It's part of my self-care, but it's also like I go get my hair cut like with different friends or like with Al or Ro or whoever, because it's part of their art and their expression. If I can be a part of somebody else's expression on like my head or like how they see me, like again, like I got this, like granted it's grown out, but like I got this duck tail. Oh my God, this actually looks hilarious. I haven't seen it in a minute. Yeah, it's Tennessee waterfall. Yeah, it depends on and people's association of what my haircut looks like. Everyone's a mess. It really is what that comes down to. I'm only as good as your last haircut. Good luck.
Valid. Well, cool. Thanks for letting me in, and thanks, Dory.
Bye.
Later. Dory,
Dory, fucking muted. I don't cut my hair, so I'm screwed.
It's like
it's okay.
You can use scissors, or you can never touch it ever again. Like
I do need to trim.
The cool thing is it grows back. So like, it's like the one thing you get to screw with, and it's like, well, there's nothing at stake here. So I might look like a power fembot, like dom lesbian with this week, and then look like I'm not next. Who knows?
Sorry, I talked over you. I wanted to say fuck all that, because for those of you that were around and know, this is 3 years of no more hair coloring, no more dyeing, and I love what you just said about it's hair. It's gonna grow back. If I fuck it up, it's gonna grow back. Love the phrases Elena put together for you. That was awesome.
Yeah, me too, actually. Those are cool.
Okay. I'm going to excuse her out of the studio, and we're going to, real quick, I'm going to throw a real quick question at you from Dante before we move into the next phrase. Hold on a second.
What is it?
Legit on the spot. Perfect timing. Before Dante, don't go anywhere because I haven't forgot your question, but we have a special extra guest in our studio who's going to ask you a few questions. And
oh my God.
He just so you feel reassured, I gave him the mama bear lecture, so he knows to behave. But I knew with our kindred spirit, you'd be totally okay if I brought in some of the other gender to throw some questions at you.
Okay.
And pick your brain and heart. So we're going to welcome Mr. Joey.
Yeah. Bring it, buddy.
Bring it, buddy.
What's going on, Candice?
Hello, Joey. Welcome to the studio. What? Okay.
Oh, you're doing so great. I knew you're doing just as well as I thought you would.
Of course she is.
Yeah.
So I
Thanks.
now, you know, mind the timing, Joey, because you know we have to give her an opportunity to perform for us, okay? And I do still have my questions for her.
Oh, got it.
So I'm going to excuse myself, and I'm going to give you guys about 5 to 10 minutes, and there you go. You're going to be on your own.
I love you guys, dude. This is
All right, Candice, I have
Joe.
questions.
Okay, I bet you do.
Number one, can you explain the frequency of Saturn and what it sounds like to you?
I can explain it. It sounds like a chorus group of of all I'm gonna say of like sopranos and small children screaming, and it's fucking horrifying.
All right. Good answer.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay.
Next question. What are your thoughts on Finger 11, the band?
I think it's too much. I prefer Five Finger Death Punch personally.
All right.
Oh my God.
All right, I've got 3 other questions I want to ask, but she told me only 3 questions, but then she said I had 5 minutes, so I think we've got time for more.
We can do this. I got you.
Okay. Next one. I know you like grilled cheese sandwiches. Butter or olive oil?
I was a big butter fan, but now that I've tasted them with olive oil, I don't think I'll ever go back to butter.
All right.
The fucking fuck.
If you can write and direct a music video, what would it look like?
It would look it would look like a horror film, but it would be a porno horror film. That's what it would be. Unless, nope, all of them are some type of pornographic horror.
All right.
Keep going. This is great.
The last one is probably the easiest one, but we'll see. Who are your biggest inspirations artistically, and why?
Tom Waits, Joni Mitchell, Rancid. I fell into the Muse, Blink-182. God. Whoever Frusciante is, John Frusciante. I probably said that wrong. Tchaikovsky for sure. So the first 2, Tom Waits and Joni Mitchell. Tom Waits, because that is just a drunk, like in his soul, like bare bones. He just exposes his shit and does not give a fuck. But on the flip side of that, you can't be that drunk all the time and really like expose your true self, because I feel like you're always blocked somewhere. Whereas so I really like his stuff because I can like feel the torture in him, even though like a lot of his lyrics just don't, they make sense on like a shallow level, which I really appreciate. I think it's super cool. Joni Mitchell, because Joni Mitchell is just such raw bones. She's a brilliant writer. And she wanted to be a painter. Like that's the art medium in which she really wanted to, she keeps trying to go it. And I think that we're trying to go there. And I think like even looking at some of her art, I forget what you call it, but it's like when you can see other colors, like that people don't, like it's almost like fractal, the way that she paints. And I think that she sings a lot of the same way that she sees. So like when you look at the way that she sings, it's very like she does a lot of stuff in there. And it's really interesting to hear her sing because she pulls from so many different places and she packs in so many notes. And I don't think she hears music the same way that everybody else does. Blink-182, because it's just like slappy, stupid, like fun, easy pop. But it also was very near and dear to my heart growing up. So I have an affinity for that and Rancid. John Frusciante, because he kind of has the balls, and I don't know if he like the stuff that I'm referring to. I don't know if he was doing heroin when he wrote that stuff, but yeah, he seems to move through music very like this, and like the way that he plays, he doesn't even sing on it, which I think is cool because I always referred to or thought of the guitar or like different instrumentation as like people who don't necessarily have their voice to be able to sing or like emote what they're doing. They can do it through the guitar or through the instrument that they're playing. And John Frusciante does a really good job with that, I think. And he can pull from a lot of emotions and kind of take you on these weird journeys with him without words and without a vocal like voice so that's kind of what I'm into right now. I try and eliminate all influences. I get influenced by people. I get influenced by like, yeah, so you just wait until I write a song about you, you fucking so-and-so. But I'm inspired by like, you know, the universe and like my guitar player and like when we connect, I just want to connect. And when I hear people who are brave enough to connect, like in music, it's like, it's something different. It's otherworldly to me, which is why I kind of like the text message that I sent you the other day about like, dude, I'm listening to like the planets with the sound. Because like, it's all sound. So we're just like, you know, kung fu morphing with the sounds and like playing with stuff. So people inspire me. The tone of people's voices inspire me. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that was.
You definitely did. That was the last question I had. I figured that would be the one that had the most going on with it. So thank you for letting me crash your party.
I love you, man. This was great. I was hoping it'd be you.
I'm glad that
All
she
right.
didn't know who it was when you popped in. Thank you so much for coming on, Joey, and agreeing to throw her out, put her really on the spot.
Thank you for having me. All right, bye
Mwah.
guys.
Joey. God, I love that man. All right, back to
I'm just sitting enjoying the fact that like you had like no clue that was gonna happen.
No, he was giving. I didn't. I had a sneaking suspicion if I were to get, then it might be. But then my mind, I was like, "There's no way she'd bring so and so on. Like, she's not me." Did she find my brother? Because that's going to be something like the rabbit hole got dark fast. Immediately, I was like, "Oh, please be Joey." I like hope it's Joey.
Okay. So we're going to launch into the Dory 5. These are questions that are very personally unique to, as you know, the one thing you do know is I spend my week leading up to a broadcast in your world, in your music, in your art, in your, I've been living, breathing Candice Hart for a week. you know? And so these are the questions that came to me. These are my own personal questions, and it's my show, so I get to ask you 5. And so in writing a song, what's the absolute first thing that you do or you find that you do to start or begin a new song? The first thing.
This changes all the time. So when I'm, this is going to be loaded because I think about this often, and people ask this question, and it changes all of the time. So, for example, I'll be getting in a mood. Somebody will hurt my feelings, or I'll be like waiting for band practice, whatever it is, and I'll be playing with a guitar or like just hearing things, and something will move through me, and like I'll there's like 4 or 5 chords. Like I'm like a pop nerd at my heart. Like I can, and plus I can't play the guitar, so I really don't have that many chords to filter through or sounds to like actually get from the guitar. So I'll just be strumming and change my strumming pattern or something, and it kind of like my mind kind of like I just kind of like open. It feels like a little bit of a space, and something will come through me, or like a mood will come through me, and then I'll hum something, and I'm like, oh, that's an interesting pattern. Sometimes I come in on the backbeat, which will change the phrasing of the words. Sometimes when I'm playing with myself, phrases will come in, and like actually words will form. Now when I'm playing with somebody, go ahead.
You said playing with yourself, and I literally had to check myself, and I said, I think she's talking about the guitar.
I am. They talk about. I mean,
I'm just telling on myself. This is where my brain goes. I
play with myself in a lot of different ways, Dory. Like guitar, piano. It's cool.
Okay.
No. Oh, so that's a wrap. We can go down there, but no. Focus. What are we talking about? But, okay, so
now when you play with others, you said you play with yourself.
Play with others.
I got distracted, and then you said with others, and I'm now just really going to be distracted.
That's right. I play with others. It's a much more integrated process. I know, right? My AC's on. So when I'm playing with somebody else, it depends on what their instrument of choice is. Oh my God. So for example, when I'm playing with my guitar player, my current guitar player.
I am sitting by my drawer. Okay, anyway.
Oh, I got my bag. I thought I was going to be down at the loft. There was, dude. Nope.
Okay.
Always, yes.
Focus.
So I am open to the universe. And what happens is if I can connect with my partner on certain levels, and it depends on who it is, because certain people that I'm working with have different levels of consciousness. So when I can match them in their consciousness or wherever they are, like, and we can meet, like it's almost an outer body experience sometimes. Mm-hmm. And like my guitar player was doing something the other day, and it was, I don't know, like the line, it turned into like some mixture of Tool and some like circus thing. It was nuts what we were channeling. And like we were talking about putting like transcendence in a lot of ways, and like everything's a metaphor for itself. We also watch a lot on quantum physics. So it becomes very dynamic. So the line that came through was the atomic lion sleeps, and like inner ancient slumber, something. And so then it starts to form. But me singing is different than me like songwriting, because that's a different process. Sometimes quickly, like I'll have a platform for like, okay, here's the line, here's the concept. So something like the atomic lion, like, are we talking like, Ishtar, she was known for lions and some other, like, I want to say dragons. I don't know. I've actually seen parts of the Gates of Babylon when I was in Berlin, and I don't, it was like of course they reconstructed it or something. I don't even know if that still exists. I wasn't paying that much attention. I was more interested in other shit. But yeah, it's everything's a metaphor for everything, and we can put it on a microscopic level, and we can talk about it in terms of like, quasi fucking fractals, whatever crystals, quantum physics, or we can put it in history and in something that's sexually motivated, or we can put it in something literal. And when I'm writing like physical lyrics, it's what is the song, what is the music saying to me? It's what is my guitar player saying to me? What becomes transcendent? How does that filter through me? And then how do I find the words to explain something that is mathematical, but also metaphorical, but also literal for how I feel about myself and how I feel about these moments and what I'm actually like emotionally feeling, and like, how do I put that into context and then sing about it?
And you already answered my next question, which was basically what comes first, the words or the music? And you covered that. It sounds to me like the majority of it the words are inspired by the music.
You have to learn.
And the reason, and I really was curious listening to the work, listening to the track that you sent to me that you're actually working on now. As you know, I'm a poet. And I write. Words come out of me. I don't do melodies and singing or music. So it was one of the things I was curious. And have you ever taken an actual written song and then turned it into a music, like a song that has no music, and turned it into? Okay. So in your childhood, what made you first realize your passion for this talent in singing? What was there an event or something you did as a kid?
So I'm going to tell a story, and I don't mean to it doesn't have a negative spin on it. In fact, I'm really grateful for this story because it singing and songwriting for me has been a true struggle. This is the scariest thing that I can do. Really. Second only to expressing my true feelings to somebody in a moment. Haven't gotten that one yet. And I feel like my art and my music and my songwriting is all, I'm hiding in my creativity. I hide my true emotions. Totally.
Yeah.
Dude, big
totally relate to that.
So I'm like mad with this construct of this fantasy of this dude. Like, I am well aware of my insanity. It just is coming out in music right now because I can't express it. Well, that'll hopefully, like, I'll change, or that'll be better in the future. That was a tangent, and I already forgot the question. I'm sorry. What was the question?
What was the thing in your childhood?
So when I was a child, I grew up in El Cajon on this 3-acre plot of land, and we had goats, and like there was these fences and a horse, and we had like the goats' pens and stalls, and I would mill around. I spent a lot of time in my own head and my own space as a kid, and sometimes the wind, I could. It's not so crazy. I could like feel or hear the wind, and I remember singing something when I was out by like a back gate, I was out by a gate by the house, and my mom came out and she laughed at me, or she was laughing. I realize now she was laughing because I was so little and I was so cute with my little girl voice, like singing songs. But it embarrassed me, and it embarrassed me into shyness to where I never ever. Like, I couldn't do it because it's the one thing that you can't fuck with. If you fuck up a note, you don't get to redo when you're like on stage or whatever it is. And it hasn't been until recently where I've gotten to a place where I'm like, yep, probably gonna fuck up. So what? And I think that there's nothing more beautiful or inspiring, or just like there's nothing more like cosmically connecting or touching than music. And I was in Kentucky this past summer, and I'm smack in the middle of the Bible Belt, and I was doing work, and that like I can't actually, whatever. So I found my way I was talking to this one woman, and she told me, she's like, do you know what Lucifer did? What he was in charge of when he was in heaven? And I was like, oh God, like what? And she goes, he was in charge of God's choir. And so music and the musical channels and like the radio waves and all of that is like how I don't take what you want from it, but I thought that was a really interesting concept.
That is cool.
When
So
you to chant things. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, it's okay. I keep watching the time because I don't care what I wanted to ask. You know, you and I can totally do this all day, but we have to have enough time to have you perform the song that I strong-armed you, told you to be ready with. So before we move on to that, I'll ask you those other questions one-on-one. I'm totally good. So what I'm going to ask you now, this came up in chat. And it basically is from Dante. He wants to know, what is the funniest thing you've ever heard or experienced, or both?
So that's such a loaded, broad question.
The funniest thing you've heard.
I can tell you what I think is, so I find things that are funny. Like, I can find anything funny. I think that people are so charming that it's like, so it depends on who I'm with. Again, it's like the shared experience. I think that like slapstick is hilarious. Like, you can always get me, like me getting out of the car. Recently, it wasn't recently, but like I got out of a car after a date and I was like so proud of myself because I had kissed this dude and this was the first time I'd ever done it, and I was like, I got out of the car and I tripped, and it was not a pretty trip. It was like I had to like not eat shit, and I like turned around, I'm like, oh my god. If I like, even just watching myself in that experience, like objectively, I'm like, that's funny. That's super funny. I had an experience with one of my friends when like our feet were dirty, and it was right when COVID. So everyone like had come around from like wash your feet. So we'd hopped in the shower. We were just our feet. We were cleaning our feet, and like her foot, she's like, but she like started to like sing this song with her stupid foot. That's funny. People like exposing themselves, but like the sweetness and the charm of humanity and like the kindness and just like people just being people is always really, really funny to me. That's really funny. But usually slapstick is what gets me falling in some awkward. Yeah.
And it may really seem out of place because we haven't talked about anything that would even remotely touch on this question, but I'm going to ask because it's the only other question we have. And I kind of want my own personal experience of hearing your thoughts on it, because you're talking about people. Dante asked, what are your thoughts on bisexuality, and does it truly exist according to Candice? And I kind of selfishly am asking this question because I want to answer it for him too.
Okay, what are my thoughts on bisexuality? I don't know. I have this thing, and does it truly exist? All right. So I have this thing about like what exists and what doesn't. It's kind of like whatever we let enter. I hate labels. I hate definitions. I can't. Oh, that's okay. That's yeah.
Then I don't have to answer that. I don't have to do my part of the answer, because as far as I'm concerned, if you don't mind me being on the spot with you, I think the minute that there's a title or a label, I've lost. As for me, I got no interest in it. I got no interest in the label. I got no interest in the title. I'm a woman of love, and that's as much as anybody needs to know about me.
Dope. Ditto, sister.
Okay. So, all right. I do not want to run out of time, and I'm going to let you do this before you sing. Candice Hart, you are officially off the spot for a moment. You're still going to sing for us. But you're officially off the spot for Q&A, because you get to put me on the spot and ask me one question, any question of your choice.
What was the thing that hit you most profoundly about my my vocal work or my singing or my songwriting to make you want to have me as a participant on your show? Like, why? Why me?
Why not you?
I mean, I'm nobody.
I mean, there's that. You just reminded me of a story of a man who, like, he was pissed off about his son dying of cancer, and he goes to the ocean and he screams at God, "Why me?" And God says, "Why not you?" You know, I didn't get to ask the question, but you know, you already know the answer to this question. Your song, long before I heard, okay, let me Okay, first of all, you're freaking hysterical. Okay, and I had no idea. I already knew you were funny, and I already knew you were hysterical, and I'm a comedian, so I know funny. And then I get into, you know, I ask you to be on the show. I knew the banter and the conversation would fuck, that's done. Check, right? That had a huge part of it. And I think the thing that's really kind of making me squirm and on my spot right here with this question, Candice, quite honestly, is that I was so fucking had no idea. Like, I'm asking you from a place of I want this beautiful, funny, intelligent, bright, witty woman on the show without any real fucking concept of how beautiful your voice is.
Cool.
And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to your songs, and Here We Go is the one, and I sent you the video of me bawling like a baby. I couldn't stop crying. The whole time I heard the whole time I lost count of the number of times I've listened to the song since. I have no idea. There's no number. I can't tell you the number. And part of it's editing and going through it, technical stuff, but I have no idea. What I do know is that it's unforgivable in so many ways that you are not famous. I'm just saying. And that, you know, so there you go. Thanks for putting me on the spot. So we're gonna do the last, like, you know, we've got about 8 or 9 minutes, and I'm going to turn the studio over to you. And when you are done with your guitar and doing what you're going to do on your own with that, just wave at the screen and I'll come back in and we'll let everyone go. And
Time out.
Are you ready? Where's your guitar?
Okay, first of all, time out. 9 minutes is way too long. I've got like a verse. I got a couple verses.
Okay.
Of a song that I can't even play, and it gets redundant because I'm not a guitar player. So
do you want me to stay with you while you do this? Do you want
Yes, I do. Also,
Okay.
I want to talk to you about that Here We Go song. I'm surprised you didn't have questions about the music in general. Hold on one second. I gotta close.
I only got to ask 2 of my questions, but that's okay because I changed it up. This is our season finale, and I put you on the spot with a 3rd guest in the studio, so we lost a little time in there. But are you kidding? It was worth it. I loved seeing your face when Joey came into the studio.
Sure.
All right.
Yes.
I will stay with you. I will stay here with you if you want, or I'll give you the screen to yourself.
I don't even know how this. Okay. See, this is it. This is my panic. Just let me go through it. It's part of the artistic process. Bro, I was supposed to do this whole thing down at the studio, but they closed down 5th Avenue. So I have nothing. I don't even play the acoustic guitar. This could be bad. So fucking bear with. Fucking Dory, god damn it. I don't even have a cable. Fuck. Maybe it's in key-ish. Can you even hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Slow. All right. Slow me down. Slow me down. Slow me down. Slow me down. Should I?
It's a little bit of you. Joey said, calm your coconuts Belt it out.
Fucking shut up, Joey, but okay. I can't, can you even see me? Okay. Is it, okay. Fuck you. No. Ah!
I'm so glad he was here because he
I'm shaking. Fuck. Slow me down. Slow me down. Slow me down. Slow me down. I'm picking up speed toward the bottom and turn me around. I'm counting on you to survive me. Do you recommend living your life like a shadow? Take me home tonight. I'm gonna slow down. But if it's love you want, you can have it. Seems to me like another bad habit, and no one tells you about the morning after. When you're the candle that always burns faster. Tori, now I know why you take me home tonight. Take me home tonight. Nah, fuck it. Let's speed this up. Someone feed me another poison-filled solo cup. Just one more round. This shit ain't over till we hit the ground. Do you recommend we all just go on pretending that everything's all right? But if it's love you want, you can have it. Seems to me like another bad habit, and no one tells you about a morning after. I'm the candle that always burns faster. Take me home tonight. Take me home tonight. I want to play a new game. 'Cause the sickest part of life is that it's always alluding to an ending that's the same. Ooh, fear that rises when a chapter's concluding. Ooh, do you think that I can undo my undoing? And should I even try? But if it's love you want, you can have it. Seems to me like another bad habit, and no one tells you about a morning after. I'm the candle that always burns faster. Take me home tonight. Take me home tonight. I tried to finish the song 1,000,000 times by now, with years still in counting. This road has been long. When you find out that you're everything and nothing, did we honestly just come to an understanding? This makes me feel alive. You're not alone tonight. Just take me home tonight. But if it's love you want, you can have it. Seems to me like another bad habit, and no one tells you about a morning after. When you're the candle that always burns faster. Take me home tonight. Take me home tonight. That was like a spoken word. That's it.
Thank you. So, of course, no shocker, you brought me to tears.
Dude, I looked over. I made the mistake. Now I realize why you said,
I'm like,
dude, get off.
this is why I wanted to be outside of the So real quick, I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So we're going to recap, because this is our season finale, and as you know, I won't be broadcasting again for probably a couple weeks, maybe a month or so. You know, I don't know that Dante ever explained what Cox meant, other than I think it was just the spelling for what we really wanted to talk about.
Right.
You know, we definitely got, I tried to say it as PC. Oh, that was Diane. Diane was talking about the PC, what cottage cheese, the PC version of it.
Always go with the medical
right
of things. That's smart. I appreciate
that. And then we asked the 2 questions that we had put in our queue. And then, of course, Duana said she's someone who was watching. She said she doesn't cut her hair unless it gets on her nerves. I tell people this all the time. I'm all, listen, I don't care how you're feeling. Your hair, don't blame it on your hair. It's not your hair's fault. Stop.
Right.
Nadia said, this is amazing.
You're amazing. I love that girl. I
love that girl. Whatever Dante was talking about, he wanted to make sure we knew it was not the sexual position.
Cock or bisexuality?
I don't know if it was, you know, maybe the question about what was funny or experience. Funny.
Okay.
Duana said she uses mayonnaise to make grilled cheese sandwiches. You guys were talking about, what were you talking about? Olive oil or butter? She says mayonnaise. I think mayonnaise isn't mayonnaise used for like patty melts? Anyway.
No. We'll try that.
Yeah, why not? Lee said, where did he go? He said, cool to get to know Candice and you from beyond. You know, Lee from Hawaii. Aloha and mahalo.
What up? Mahalo.
That's right. Our Hawaii buddy fellow joined us. And then Lisa said, shit, this girl can sing.
Whoa, easy. Thank you. But also there's a lot to keep in mind with that. That's not thank you for giving me the opportunity to like share my work is really what that is. But that's
Joey said, done, did good, son.
Done, gone, bye.
And then Dante said it was what Candice thought you were saying instead of something. Benjamin said, beautiful voice, Candice. You are talented.
Benji.
Oh, and Dante said 11 fingers.
That's 10 fingers and 1 toe.
Okay.
That.
All I know is if Joey were back in the studio, I'd be putting him on the spot right now. I got some questions about that.
Yep.
Mitsuko says, stop! It was beautiful just as you. Thank you for sharing with us.
Oh, I love you. Dude, thank you. That's like super. Right? I love my family, dude. Thank you guys. Like, I need that support for sure.
That's right. And you know, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ask you these last 2 questions because you're not going anywhere, and I've held you hostage now. So this is actually a question I went ahead and added to all of my interview formats because I loved this. I love what comes out of the artist when I ask this question. So what is the one thing for you that would be too taboo to go there for your art when it comes to your music or singing or songwriting? What's a taboo subject for you? Is there one?
No, but really anything. I'm very, very careful with what I put in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
So like, for me, like I'm really like, you know, I talk a bunch of shit, like I do, but like when it comes to music, it's I try not to put anything negative out there. So anything really negative or that's gonna that can be perceived as something like a platform for people that breeds hostility or anger. I'm very careful of the collective consciousness in that sense. I like, again, which is silly because I talk a bunch of shit and I'm like constantly taboo with like saying things that are inappropriate or whatnot, but that's just me being silly. When it comes down to like things that really matter, like
right.
I try to be really careful with what I put in the ether. Because that comes back, man. It's like,
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, no, I love that because I had had someone send me a personal appreciation like paragraph about the TikTok videos that I've been doing, which I know you've been watching.
Wow.
And for me, the reason I wanted to keep asking this question to other creative artists is because when I really think about what is absolutely too taboo for me, I won't do something in an artistic, creative way that makes someone look bad. Trust me, I can tell you there's a lot of TikToks I could do a duet with and totally roast someone. Like, I don't roast people. I guess that's the word. I don't do that. I can't do it. And that's what I love about what you just said, because that's a very similar take on what you just said. I don't want to
rile you, like, or poke on things that I know that you don't like, but I'm not gonna. And I did it to one of my fellows recently, where I like called him fat, like as a joke. Like it was a joke on a joke. Mm-hmm. And I still feel bad about it, because I actually will never insult you personally. Right. Like that's not how I fuck around.
Right. Yeah. And I know, I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at it, but I loved that. So yeah. So I always now I think I'll probably ask that question of everybody. So good. If you're more than welcome to hang out with me. I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to play your 2 videos again for anyone who's still here that wants to enjoy them. And you're more than welcome to sit back and enjoy them with me. And then we're done.
Hey, giddy up, dude. Thank you very much for having me on this. This is awesome, Dory. It's for real.
So blown away, and thank you very much for coming on. I'm so honored that you were willing to give us your time and your heart and show us that part of the Candice soul that we all wanted to see more of. Can't get enough. And I appreciate it big time. And thank you for being my season finale artist, because I couldn't have thought of, as you know, I know you were watching when Kendall started us off, and I'm really, I couldn't be more grateful that you were my rounding it out 5 season thing.
It's an honor. It's an honor, and I hope it's okay. But yep. Love you.
Okay, don't go anywhere.
The bright lights from another town slowly coming into my view, and I've been trying to find my way back home, but every road is leading to you. Lately I'm reminded of what stubbornness decided. I thought we were meant to be. Not everything that glitters is gold. You only live it once, you wanna live it good, live it incredible. The dirt beneath my feet is glittering like gold, and I'm ready to take on the world. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm bent, not broken, my voice is sung, but I'm still outspoken. Here I go. And here I go. They say that time's supposed to heal all wounds, but here I am staring at scars. Baby, if you're gonna take my hand, please don't let go, never let go. Why the hesitation or the constant reservation? This is what we want it to be. Can shine in the right lights. Just take my hand. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm bent, not broken. My voice is sung, but I'm still outspoken. wanna go. You only live it once. You wanna live it good, live it incredible. The dirt beneath my feet is glittering like gold, and I'm ready to take up the world. Here we go. Here we go. I'm at no broken. My voice is sung, but I'm still outspoken. Here I go. Here I go. I'm at no broken. My voice is sung, but I'm still outspoken. Here I go. And here I go. They call you a renegade, the broken you led astray, who fell for your lies. But I see a mystery, not defined by your history, a glint in your eye. And now you're looking at me, and I'm looking at you, and dreaming just might be what we need to do. No sense in moving slow, already feel the flow. Let's sail through the night. Feel like you're in a cage, locked up and thrown away. I'll let you fly. Crucified by your escapades, mistakes put up on display for the world to see. Just tell me what you really need. And it's highly unlikely we're coming back. We're coming back down from this high. And it's highly unlikely we're coming back. They told me of a million things, suffering that your love brings to keep me away. But everything might be more than what it seems. For the ladies who look to tame, you sport and not just the game. You seduce them with charm. So they called you a renegade, and much to all their dismay, you're the one on my arm. And it's highly unlikely we're coming back. We're coming back down from this high. And it's highly unlikely we're coming back. Renegade. Renegade.